let's now talk about all of the cues that you should track as we get into our fresh trading session today. We have Rimas and Surabhi here with the trade setup, and we'll also be joined by Nigel in just a bit. But first up, Rima, let me come to you on just the cues that we should track for the market. Of course, looks like a very flat start, but there's only one real big cue that we're looking at today.
Absolutely, and I think maybe the markets won't move, right, ahead of that big RBI policy meeting, and it's going to be known soon. We've just got a couple of hours. In the morning itself, the markets will have their direction from what the RBI governor has to say. Broadly now, everyone's talking about, are we going to get to our all-time high levels, because we're just about 160 points away from that level. The all-time high level was hit on the 1st of December of last year of 18,887. So we are very, very close to that level. So are we going to get there very soon? What gives the bulls confidence is that the markets were trading in a range, in a very tight range, between 18,400 to 18,600. So we've spent some time consolidating, building a base over here. Now, so there is a chance that the markets, yesterday it broke out and it can build on that. But for that, you will need the macro to be supportive. So the RBI monetary policy will be important. And next week, we've got the US CPI inflation print followed by the Fed minutes. So if all these three come in our favor, then perhaps the markets will be looking at that all-time high level. Yesterday, you had a mixed session on Wall Street. The Nasdaq, the S&P 500 gave up some of their rally. Nasdaq, of course, has been on a fantastic, uptrend. So there was a bit of a pause, profit taking visible there. But the market continues to broaden. We spoke about Russell 2000 yesterday, the small cap index on Wall Street. Well, that did well yet again. Yesterday, day before, it was up 2.7%. It's followed it up with a 1.7%, 1.8% gain. In terms of flows, both the DIIs and FIs were buyers. Big buying seen by the FIs, nearly 1,400 crore in the cash market.
All right, Rima, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. We're going to watch for all of that. But now Surabhi is here with the list of stocks that we should keep on our radar as well ahead of the trading sessions today. Hi, Surabhi.
Hi, Pavitra. So I have quite a few stocks on my radar. The first one is Titagar Rail. The board is going to consider a fundraise via QIP or a rights issue on June 10th. Aether Industries, the company signs a letter of intent with a US-based oil field services company for strategic supplier and contract manufacturing partnership. Mazgaon Dock, the company signs a non-binding, non-financial MOU with ThyssenKrupp for submarine projects. Gati, they released their May volume update and the total volumes were up 9% on a month-on-month basis and up 1% on a year-on-year basis. Stovecraft, the company's CFO, Balaji AS, has resigned from the company. Sharda Cropchem, the company's CFO, Ashok Kumar Vashisht, has also resigned from the company effective of June 8th. And lastly, Sula Vineyards, the company has identified the new CFO who will come on board in August, and the company has also launched 3 luxury lakeside villas.
All right, Surabhi, thanks a lot for taking us through that entire list of stocks. Finally, Nigel is also here to run us through all of the cues from the futures and options space. Nigel, it was quite a good session yesterday. What are you tracking this morning?
Well, that's right. Yesterday was a good trading session, and on the Nifty itself, we did see a fair bit of open interest build-up, telling you that there were some long positions that were getting added out there. What do the FIs do in the F&O market? Well, they added close to around 14,000 long contracts, 3 longs for every 1 short position. And they wrote puts aggressively as well. They wrote close to around 2.2 lakh puts. That was in the ratio of close to around 2 puts for 1 call. On the buying side, well, they bought both calls as well as puts, but that's not giving you direction. What's giving you a fair bit of a bullish sign is the way they're writing puts. Now, in yesterday's session, you had 3 strikes that were very active. So some of them are hoping that we hear the most dovish RBI governor. And in fact, you'll make some money if you bought the out-of-the-money call option. It's only around 4 rupees odd, but if you can get up and going, then you'll make some money out there. But it appears it's a bit of an out-of-the-money punt that you're seeing. On the downside, though, 18,700 put, very, very active. Imagine in a single session, more than 1 crore shares getting added at one strike. Even at lower levels, 18,650, close to 90 lakh shares were added. So between them, there were close to 2 crore shares that were added. Now, the PCR, well, it's moved to the upper end of the band. Remember, the last few days, it was hovering around 1. It's moving to around 1.38 odd. Anecdotal evidence has suggested in the past that once we go to around the 1.4, sometimes you see a bit of a pullback. But this market is headed to all-time highs. So let's see how it works this time around. Support levels will be important because on the upside, we can go to any levels. But for the day itself, since we have weekly expiry that will play out, 18,650 becomes important on the Nifty. And on the Nifty Bank, you have this 43,951. I point out that level because it's a 20 DMA. For starters, we started more or less flattish or in the green, but the RBI governor will give direction to the markets. Back to you.
All right, we're all waiting by for that cue. Nigel, thanks a lot for running us through those cues from the F&O market. We're going to get into a short break now, but like we've been telling you, all eyes are really on the Reserve Bank of India decision due today. So we're going to get you highlights from the CNBC TV18 poll on the other side.